Hey guys, welcome back to game number 2 between Root Gaming and E+4. We did have a little bit of technical difficulties, but we are unpausing with all the heroes being picked up. And of course, just to quickly introduce, we have Fun playing on the Wisp Monkey. Not going to be playing on the mid lane here, evidently. Going to be picking up Boots of Speed, going on the top as Solo. Taku is going to be playing the solo mid line, really rushing for that quick bottle. No points into it, or no money being spent into any kind of restorative. DDX on the bot lane being playing support on Shadow Shaman. Very interestingly, pick up Shaka right from the get-go. But I guess he's expecting to see a Darkseer on the enemy side, and he is right to have that expectation. And last but not least, we are going to see Korea playing on the carry Smith.
Some monkeys gonna actually be in the off lane apparently, as on the side of Yosin +4 we have Yosin playing the Faceless Void, Kikoni playing the Darkseer, Guanzo playing the Disruptor, Ice Fraud playing the Invoker, and Takamina playing the Twin-Head Dragon Jakiro. As this is a little bit out of Monkey's comfort zone. Usually plays a solo mid, as man, he is tripping out. Dude, look at this skewer canceling.
Yo man, he's doing exercise.
Yo, he is on some nasty stuff. I want to get whatever he's having.
Yo man, imagine I'm on that, I'm casting, man, these casts will get a lot more viewers. Alright, wards gonna get dropped down here by both sides here. I do want to point out that Takamina does have that pair of Sentry Ward, and that's very important for tri-lane, that you don't expect to get a lot of kills. And honestly, they're not going to get any kills against Monkey. And having this access to the Sentry Ward and the ability to pull is so key. And you can see that Monkey trying to disguise that Sentry Ward, making sure that, or Observe Ward, making sure that it's not going to get de-warded. Eventually, it's going to get found. And the question is, how many wards Takamina is going to spend finding this one? Although,
so
on the mid lane though, we might see a first blood actually happening here.
Yeah, Invoker, no boots or anything like that, just has the Blades of Attack, so if Skewer gets in range, then Ice Fraud is pretty much completely dead, as here comes the Skewer 1200 range.
How far?
Go in, and Ice Fraud is a fraud.
Wow, from one side of the river to the other side within the tower range. That is sick. Like, how insane that range is. I mean, Skewer getting buff? OP?
Apparently, as Magnus gonna just chill out in his lane. Not gonna get too much experience if Yosin's controlling the creep equilibrium, but he's probably gonna do some pulls and probably do some ganks. But Invoker dying is not too good for Ice Fraud, and that means Lion gonna have a pretty easy time controlling the runes and getting all the things he needs. And meanwhile, Darkseer, like I said, you can't really do much against a Shadow Shaman lane because he'll just shackle you and own you.
Yep. Looks like we're gonna have a little bit of engagement up on top lane. I just quickly tapped out to check on the stream. It seems like, well, it says I have a 2-minute delay on. Is it actually a 2-minute delay? I'm not sure.
Oh, it's a 0-second delay.
Well, it looks like we're gonna have a little bit of readjustment after this particular game. XSplit is lying to me. I am sorry to Gosucup admins, but hopefully we'll fix it in this next particular game. Impale and Stats is going to be Taku's spill, so no access to Mana Drain or Hex, at least not right now.
They're doing it wrong. Should have Mana Drain at level 2 at this point.
Honestly, yes, he should, but it's going to be somewhat difficult to actually get it off, considering that Invoker's Cold Snap is very far range. Here we go, that's exactly what I mean from Taku. Getting the last hit, using the Impale, and of course harassing the Invoker while doing so. And in all the meantime, pushing that creep equilibrium, going to be key once those runes are going to be spawning. As I say that, it is 2 minutes, and he's not actually even caring to grab the runes. He's very full on the mana. And level 4, no, he had 2 points saved up here on Hex. That is some next level shit here by Taku.
Yeah, as he's controlling them in lane with pretty much relative ease, as Invoker can't really do too much. There is an illusion rune on the bomb lane, but Darkseer not going to try to take it. I think Darkseer should try to take it, but no, Lion's already headed that way. He's going to pick it up. And Darkseer, let's just check out his experience really fast. He has 0. Yep. Not really what Darkseers want. You should probably go into the jungle at this point, because he's really not going to do too much on the bomb lane.
I really believe that is a correct decision to go into jungle. Generally, when you do,
because he went level 1 surge rather than getting the iron shell to even push the creeps.
So he can't even.
So he can't even go into the jungle.
Well, the other thing that he can be doing right now is surge 1 creep from the front and then just, you know, get the creep equilibrium slowly back towards your way and really force Korea's hand to creep equilibrium and creep control, although it's going to be difficult when they have 4 creeps, when you have 4 creeps and they have 3. So I feel like he's not playing this lane absolutely correctly, but Kokoni obviously a much more experienced player than I am, so we'll see how he's going to readjust from this particular lane. But yeah, not having that early access into the Iron Shell, it's going to be difficult for him to have the alternative jungle path. And as I was saying, you know, even if he wants to go into jungle, the enemy's not gonna punish him for it. It's not like they could push really quick. Taku on the mid lane here sustaining a little bit of harass coming his way, but he has a bottle, so he should be fine. And Ice Fraud is just getting out lane. I feel like this game is really just showing the individual skill of the Radiant team, and they're just outplaying the Dire pretty much in every single lane.
Yeah, I mean, Magnus already level 3.5. Meanwhile, Darkseer is still yet to pick up a single point of experience, as the tower is going to get a couple of hits, so maybe the tower will get that experience back. But Wisp is already level 4 as well, so he's going to get very fast level 6. Yep. And if there's a relocate gank onto the top lane against Void and Disruptor, then they're just going to melt, especially with the level 4 Magnetar with 2 points of Shockwave, 2 points of Skewer. He really doesn't have too much of fear because of the ridiculous range of Skewer, so he can approach the creep wave pretty much without fear.
Yep. I mean, again, like I pointed out in game number 1, what Wisp really contents himself doing early on is not to do any roaming gank or not even to really defend the Sven. Just make sure that he gets EXP. And look at this nice double pulling here, stacking the first camp, I imagine, and then pulling it to the upper camp. This is only something that you could do on the Radiant jungle. You could do it on the Jai jungle a little bit as well, but it takes a lot. It takes 2 heroes in doing so. Takumina trying to do a little bit of pulling. That's exactly what I'm trying about. He wants to get this camp pulled down as well, and he is doing it right now. Let's see how good his timing is. Seems like it's going to be perfect, and it's going to deny a little bit more creeps. Well done here by Takumina, really forcing Monkey's hand. But Monkey will level 2 Shockwave could actually come around and steal some creeps. If he steals a big centaur, that will be a big win for him.
GG, Darkseer saw a creep die. It's over, as there's going to be engagement for the Darkseer. Here comes the Surge. Shackle's going to come in place as well. No, going to use a Hex instead. And here comes the Shackle right about now. And Kikoni is going to die, so... Man, this Darkseer not really doing anything in this lane. Really curious to see why he picked up Surge at level 1, as, yeah, maybe want to place a very aggressive ward. Meanwhile, Taku...
Ooh.
Managed to kill the Invoker with the Figure of Death, 160-second cooldown at level 1, so it won't be up for quite a bit, but man, killing Invoker, already things are looking quite grim for E+4, but Void is one of the hardest carries in the game, so if he can get enough farm, he will just win the game.
And to be truthful, I mean, he is about leading in terms of the CS. Obviously, Darkseer death on the bot lane really hurting him out. And finally, after that big dive, although Kikoni did die, did have access into the level 2, so we'll now have a little bit of Iron Shell action. Look at DDX as well as Wisp just playing like ninjas in the trees, trying to get the kill. And once the creep wave is being pushed out, actually even before the creep wave is going to push out, they're going to just dive right in. Wisp running forward to get the 2-second stun, and between the burst damage and the stunning power of DDX, they're going to get the kill there. And now, yeah, I mean, sure, Void's farming a lot better, but last time I checked, 4-0 is the score right now. Ice Fraud is expected to win this mid lane. Taku is just outmanning him, and we are going to see a very stable Arcane build. And generally, when we see Lion on the mid lane, he's going to be a lot more active in terms of ganking. Now with the new patch line, really wants to hit yourself up to 11, and he's level 8 with that solo kill, so very, very well done. And Taku, if he gets that level 11, the cooldown lowers significantly. And when you have squishy heroes like the Disruptor, you're going to get a lot of free kills. But on top lane here, Monkey perhaps in a little bit of trouble. Ice Path is going to hit. Do we have a telekinesis or anything like that? Or excuse me. Oh, it looks like Chronosphere is going to be used. Dual Breath of Monkey. Monkey is going to get off Eosin, getting the last hit. And that's a very, very crucial last hit, as he is going for Hanamidas, going for a very, very greedy build. And I do believe how the game is adjusting right now, that greedy build is the right thing to do, because I don't think
pretty much have to go all in.
Yeah,
in the late
you
game.
have to go all in right now.
As Tether going on to DDX. DDX level 4, Wisp, just checking out his levels, just barely level 5. Meanwhile, Sven on the other hand is level 6, about to hit level 7 relatively soon. Sven has a Hanamitis as well, so he's getting a lot of farm very, very quickly. And meanwhile, Lion just only up Invoker's Soul on the mid lane. Invoker is level 7 at the very least, has Phase Boots, has a Bracer, so probably going to go into the drums. And will there be a gank, as there is a couple of the Dire heroes swinging around, and Lion is going to be caught out in no man's land. And he's gonna avoid getting the haste, but Glimpse going to send him right back. Poor communication, as looks like Lion might just escape, going to hex the Invoker as well.
Hex. on the Invoker, and that's gonna allow him to Taku actually want to go back for that haste rune. He sees it, he wants it here. He drops a ward right now. Perhaps he's got finger off cooldown. He does no, he's gonna just finger. Probably could have got the finger kill. Takumina comes around, but that was a 2-man gank against Lion from the top lane. Not only did it not do anything, it gave him a kill as well. And we talked about the long cooldown of Finger of Death. He has actually got to use it every time it's off cooldown. And the bot lane kick only on the run. Tether chain sending up, and there's a Storm Sven bolt. I mean, Sven Stormbolt, and that was perfect chain stun, really textbook by Root Gaming, and Root Gaming really accelerates their score to 6-1. Goal lead 3,000. Very, very comfortable lead here for Root.
Definitely, but Invoker's definitely going to take some of this time to get back some experience. Some farm has a bracer, so a little less danger of getting completely owned by Lion. But Lion just going to continuously cast Impale, and Lion already level 9, so once he hits level 11, 100-second cooldown Finger Death with that ridiculous stat, 725, is going to be no joke. And meanwhile, it looks like on the top lane, Monkeys is going to take the fall, but the R4 heroes, Darkseer, looks like he's going to finally go into the jungle, but meanwhile, the bottom lane is going to get pushed out finally, it seems like.
Yeah, DDX doesn't have access into his wards just yet, considering that he's been really supporting and jungling. Mia Fun still looking for the level 6 in the jungle. They're both very, very close. But seeing a Wisp as well as a Shadow Shaman on this tri-lane, they only got 2 kills, but they're both very, very high leveled. You can't really ask for too much aside from this. Line seems like wanting to rotate on the top lane, or at least checking for that 10-minute rune that's going to be spawning very, very soon. But good to see Ilson actually also, again, using that Chronosphere whenever off cooldown, and getting these early kills is going to propel his farm to the next level. He is Midasing away up to another 1,800 gold. Could be going for treads and perhaps a Mask of Death right now. Maybe going for a little bit more expensive. We'll see exactly what he's hoping for. But I do believe if you're going to go for the greedy build, you go all the way. You're going to go with the Battle Fury immediately after this. Rudo on the bot lane is going to be going right for that tier 1 tower. And Korea getting the last hit. Yep, he's going to get it.
Yep, meanwhile Lion still level 9, Invoker just staying in place, is going for the Quasux build, so you will have access into Tornado. That will be very useful in terms of dispelling some of the pushes. And meanwhile, it seems like Monkeys has no fear, is staying very, very close to the enemy tower. And it looks like the dire supports are not going to initiate on Monkeys. Already has died twice.
Oh,
but
they might initiate now. Fun is tethered up with the Sven, and to be honest, they could get a kill wherever they want. I mean, you can see that Monkey is pinging on the top lane. Perhaps they're going to have to use it right now. And we're going to see a skewer backward. Where's a reverse? Not going to get dropped yet. We have a sent back here. And Guanzo really in no man land by himself. One right hit is going to do the job. Monkey's going to survive. Sven also got the boy kill as well. I didn't catch that on the camera, but that kill was much, much more important. Now we're going to see Korea not going to get port back on the bot lane. In fact, Whis just port back himself. And like I said earlier, getting that level 6 is so crucial. As this lane, Monkey should have been losing, and getting the 2 kill with the help of Sven has finally won this lane back, and Sven with the strength treads already being picked up here. Getting a lot more items. I wonder what is his going to be, his build. Straight into a Blacking Bar, or do you think he's going to get Mask of Madness first? Or drums, maybe?
He can go whatever he wants. I don't think it really matters. I think probably Fast BKB would be the best option so they can try to win the game early, because they already have a solid advantage, so I don't really see the need to prolong the game. But, you know, I guess maybe Fast drums wouldn't be too bad either. I don't think anybody else on his team is going to get drums, so drums for his team would be a pretty solid choice, as looks like they're going to apply a bit of pressure to the top lane. Sven has picked up an item, but meanwhile Invoker does take the fall. Guanzo is going to be on their retreat. He's going to die as well, and Root Gaming is putting on a clinic.
Yeah, they are really, really making this look rather easy. On the top lane here, Korea sees Kakoni, and Kakoni perhaps in big trouble. I mean, obviously he does have... Oh, looks like Mask of Madness is going to be his item choice. Hakamina is going to get focused. Surge coming up. Body block coming from Korea while he's getting the right click, and that Surge running right out of the vacuum. And Korea says, I see ya, and I'm going to come right for you. Korea really sustaining a lot of damage, and Korea is going to run into the path.
Cutting down the trees, but Darkseer will finally pick up the kill at the very least. As is going to send the Magnetar right back as Wisp is dead for the reinforcement, as here comes the Sunstrike, going to get completely whiff, and now Magnetar body blocked by that creep. Tether is going to be up relatively soon. Another massive amount of teleports in. Void is going to cast the Chronos here, going to get at least the Wisp and the Magnetar, so that's a nice bit of gold. Korea's overaggression going to cost
they're going to send back, yes they are! And this is a little bit of thinking time here for Root. Do they want to break that tether? Monkey already have use of reverse polarity. And Monkey could go right back. I think he has skewers. Looks like they are going to just break the tether and allow Fun to die. Fun is going to try to pull to a creep, but no creep were found. I gotta say, that early relocate cooldown was huge, but I think that was completely worth it.
Yeah, saving the life of the Magnetar as Korea just going back to the mid lane, went for the Masked Madness and already has the Ogre Club as well. Meanwhile, Disruptor level 7, so he does have that max level glimpse. That's going to be pretty important in terms of sending Korea back before he really gets going, before he picks up the BKB, so that would be pretty crucial.
Bot lane here, initiation coming right here. Kakoni is going to get perfectly chased on Taku and DDX, not making a single mistake. Generally, when you have two heroes, both with 2 stuns each, we see a lot of miscommunication, but that was in straight perfect. We saw Impale right into a Hex, right into another Hex, right into a Shackle. No Finger of Death was necessary. It was on cooldown, and the initiation coming from Blink Dagger. I did not expect such an early blink. I did not expect Taku to win the lane, but Taku just living up to these expectations. That made no sense.
Man, this is coming a reoccurring theme, as I have not seen Darkseer win in quite a while, as he just gets shut down. As there's going to be a time lock just to get DDX. Here comes Akim, going to pop the Mass Serpent Wards, hold Yosu in place as he is ward trapped. Here comes the Lion, Impale, Wisp is going to teleport in as well, and trading Yosin for a Shadow Shaman is totally worth it for Root Gaming, and they're going to try to get the push on the tier 2 tower. Sven already used the God Strength, not too much HP, but plenty enough to go onto the tower, especially with the help of Wisp. Actually, they're just going to go right back to the fountain, so not even going to push this tower. Meanwhile, on the top lane, looks like Wisp and Sven going to find a Jakiro and eat him alive.
Yeah, Twin-Head Dragon was, just became a meal, and dragon meat is, apparently very, very tasty, as Korea is killing him over and over again with that Mask of Madness. He's just making it look easy. A single stun, and to be honest, with God Strength up, all these supports are just at your display. You could just pick him off very easily. And of course, Monkey had a very, very tough lane up top. Now he's going to have a Blink Dagger as well. Looks like we have a very brave man TPing Ryo. Aeolzin is not going to get the Chrono off as a Tether Stun gives him the stun, but again, Fun is going to be the suicidal bait here. I don't think their team or himself really mind making sure that Monkey... Oh no, Monkey, long range! He's going to try to skewer out, and wow! That's just unfair. That is just unfair. Tornado coming from long range is going to miss. Monkey would have the Blink Dagger. He's blinking right back in. Chronosphere is going to grab too. And I do believe Root perhaps has overextended. Yes, in fact, they have. Monkey's going to go down. Sven has one down already. DDX trying to TP out. Good luck, DDS. Any bashes? No bashes necessary, as Iron Shell does get the kill. And very similar to game number 1. We saw Root Gaming off to a beautiful start, but they have these over-aggression, a small blunder play and a small hiccup here and there. They are still very far ahead in this game, but should be careful. Should be careful.
Yo, Lion has Blink Dagger in level 12, so he has that Finger of Death. If he manages to get to level 16, Finger of Death, 40-second cooldown, that'll be so scary. Can pretty much insta-kill anybody he wants. But Taku really has not made himself known in this game, other than completely owning Invoker's soul.
He's 4-0-3. I mean, he's doing a fine job. He's even got the 2.2 mana drain. Looks like we're gonna have our offensive relocate. Did you see the ping coming right here? And Takumina says, "No, guys, no!" And that Ice Path is gonna get juked. They even maintain the tether. Easy kill. Root Fun says, "I want that tower," and this man has broke the tether. And I do believe they're going to get the tower. They really can't send any single person to defend this because Taku and Korea will just shred them apart. And it looks like we're kind of backing backwards. They got what they want. They will back off for now. Lion, perhaps even going for a Axe Scepter. Man, that's going to be insane when he gets 16 and an Axe Scepter finish. B-balling still with us? Evidently not. Looks like we have a little bit of engagement up on the top lane here. Monkey on the run, Thunderstrike doing some damage. Oh no, Skewer already on cooldown. Meanwhile, we do have Fun on the other opposite end of jungle. The Tornado is going to pick him up. EMP is going to be burning him down as well. Fun perhaps is... Yeah, Fun has been dying quite a bit. Again, a very, very sad role to play on the Wisp, but he's 0-3-9. I mean, what do you expect on the Wisp? 9 assists is really showing his worth.
He is the unsung hero, so I think he's going to be pretty content as Lion picks up a point booster. He's going to go for the Aghanim Scepter. Monkey's actually tower dive with the help of Wisp, get that tower under Void's nose. So that was nicely done. But Darkseer picked up a mega kill, has finished the mechanism even though he's completely shut down laning. We got Finger Death Blink!
Wow. Taku is making this game look so easy. I feel like he's playing, you know, in 0.5 frames or something, and everybody
He's in the
else,
zone.
He's
Like
in the
in
zone.
basketball, you get that point where everybody else seems in slow motion. He's in the zone, dude.
You know, man, Taku is, you know, finger,
He's
blink
Michael
back
Jordan.
out. Easy stuff, easy stuff. Yeah, so this game right now is, really not in contention, even though there's not much building being taken down here in that 10,000 goal lead. I mean, to be honest, again, the Dire team does have some late game implications. Eosin, by the way, still going for the battlefield. Had a beautiful start, but since then, 2-Def really has slowed him down. And that 2-Def doesn't seem like that much, considering that he's 3, 2, and 5. So he's been involved into a lot of positive ganks, but the 2-Def really slow you down, especially when you're going for the Hanamitis. Because anytime that you're dead and the Hanamitis is not being used, you know, you're kind of further delaying your next item. And to be honest, Root Gaming could go straight down for the tier 2 right now, and I do believe that's what they're doing. But gotta be careful about the hero positioning, because you are still dealing with the Chronosphere. They still have quite a bit of AoE on the enemy side, so here we go. Blink X action on Takumina. Blink in action. It looks like we have a skewer backwards. They don't kill quick enough, and boy, she's gonna jump right in. 3-man Chrono Vacuum. Where's the Macro Pyre? We have a Static Storm on top as well, and looks like Root is gonna drop a huge team fight. And this is why you, you gotta expect Eosin +4's team fight capability, because if you don't kill them quick, they will kill you quick. And right back is Eosin +4. They're gonna go straight into the pit. We might get ourselves a game here.
Definitely, as that was a complete team wipe. Very aggressive play, but Invoker with that clutch tornado. Darkseid got in position, got the vacuum Chronosphere. Ion Shell did so much damage, and Yosin jumped magically up to level 15. And Void, if he hits level 16, that 100-second cooldown on the Chronosphere is no joke. Pretty much will have it for every significant team fight. But Korea has finally fished the BKB, fished the Chrysalis as well. BKB still full 10 seconds. So we'll see what Root decides to do. They're gonna go in with just 2 men.
Just 2 man. Looks like Monkey gonna get set back before dropping his reverse. Now BKB Sven is trying to do them work. Root right now is trying to use her really overwhelming advantage, and they are doing it right now. It looks like Hikone trying to surge his way out. Korea stun on cooldown. 1 stun is done. No trust switching from Korea. Perhaps missing himself a kill there. Root is, or excuse me, Eosin is gonna come out alive in that gank with a Aegis Immortal as well. A very good recovery coming from Root. They're not gonna let up any type of pressure, and a very clutch sendback. I do believe perhaps reverse polarity was used in the fountain by Monkey because it's on cooldown.
I guess when Wisp sent him back, he just like miscommunication.
No. It was like the glimpse back by Thrall.
Ah, nice reflex.
And I guess he was
Thrall.
jamming the reverse or something, and he used it in base, and now they wouldn't have it for this push. I don't think they would need it considering the Chronosphere is still on cooldown, but it's definitely a tool that will be missing Korea. It's sustaining a little bit of damage. We're gonna go, oh, what? It came off cooldown already? Looks like it's gonna go right in again. Skewer trying to provide a little bit of stun, but Monkey traps himself in the Chronosphere again, and that's a 3 for nothing so far. DDX drops a goodbye Sayonara ward as he dies as well. 4 for nothing. And Eosin says, alright, tier 1, we're coming. And you talked about the importance of level 16 giving that cooldown of the ultimate. Wow. Has it been already 100 seconds?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be up for the next team fight as well, considering Sven is going to be dead for quite a while. And now Root must be just going, oh man, we screwed around a little bit too much. And now we're going to be in a bit of trouble as Yosin +4 are have a lot of momentum fully in their favor. If we look at the goal graph, you can see a huge dip back towards the Dire, especially since they're going to pick up 2 towers. It's going to be around maybe a 3k gold lead for Root, but definitely the experience graph going to tell a different tale as it's going to be initiation by the Void. Alacrity onto Fun. That isn't any fun for Fun.
You mean Co-Snap plus the Alacrity on the Eosin. That is really a big combo as you have it.
Oh, look at the experience graph, dude.
It's going right the other way. Taka gonna come right in, and reverse is gonna be on 3. Huge damage output from Sven. Sven kicking his big sword up, and everybody 2 kill, 3 kill. This is a game of team wipes, reverse team wipes. There is just no in between. Taku chasing with the Blink Dagger coming off cooldown right now, but there are no more enemies to be chased. Aegis Immortal was not there, perhaps already being used. I do believe it just timed out. In either case, Faces Void dead before his BKB's finish, and Root is right back in this. Both teams.
It hasn't even been 3 minutes since the Aegis fight. I think Void actually lost that Aegis fight.
Ah, No, he escaped with the Aegis. I didn't exactly see where he just lost it, but in any case, Root says, all right, we're gonna get your tier 2 now, and both teams gotta just pay respect to the other team's team fight, because these team fights has been very, very lopsided here and there, and to be honest, just that alone will make the game very entertaining and very. It's very difficult to guess because Root could be winning. They could even be, in an attempt of waxing and using their goal advantage, whatever the case might be. But if you lose one big team fight, and it's very easy for either team to win that one big team fight, suddenly the game is right back there.
Yeah, but I think Root's problem is that they might be over-relying on monkeys a bit too long. If they don't get that reverse polarity, you saw the past two fights have been completely in favor of E+4 just because Chronosphere are just such a bigger AoE, that Darkseer vacuum sucking everybody into the Chronosphere. And meanwhile, monkeys, reverse polarity, very strong spell, probably one of the best ultimates in the game if it manages to hit 2 or 3 people. And if it doesn't, then it's pretty much just a 4-second stun that goes for BKB. Very powerful spell.
Good.
But yeah, very powerful spell. But definitely the AoE gonna hurt monkeys, so it's gonna come down to monkeys in this game, and we'll see if he can manage to get that land as he picks up a Void Stone. Could be a Battle Fury, could be a Hex, probably a Battle Fury in this situation.
Yeah, I imagine it's going to be Battle Fury. He is going to be providing a little bit more assistant damage. It's not like Sven can't get the job done. In contrary, Sven definitely can get the job done, but he is a melee hero. He is somewhat easy to kite as well if there's no stun involved. And Monkey is going to provide the extra DPS. Obviously, if you guys don't know, Empower could actually buff up 2 heroes, even 3 heroes, momentarily at the same time. So, getting himself a little bit of extra plus damage and benefiting the Empower and the Cleave is no joke. And if you are the Void and you're suddenly facing against 2 very capable carries, who do you focus in the team fight? I imagine he'll get whoever he imagined he could pick off, but it is going to be a growing thorn on the sides of E+4 because they are relying on Face's Void. Normally in this stage of the game, you expect to have a semi farm Invoker as well, but we know what happened in that mid lane, so we won't need to talk too much about that. So it's really a Void putting his entire team on the shoulder, and the question is, can they do it?
Meanwhile, Taku, if he sees somebody, they will just die because he is level 16. He has the Aghanim Scepter, so he's going to do 1,000 damage, and they will just die unless it's a Void backtrack.
Yes.
So that's definitely another thing to keep in consideration. Taku's role in this upcoming ganks. If Root manages to pick somebody off, if he manages to pick off the Darkseer or the Void, then E+4 can't really do anything, but if he kills somebody else, then E+4 still have a chance in the next team fight, even down 4v5.
Yeah, meanwhile, also Eosin is going to eat a Stormbolt to the face, and look at this Mask of Madness, and it's just going to town, forcing him to teleport back out. And Eosin, of course, in that engagement particularly, seems like he is the weaker carry, at least that right now, and I do have to say that is probably the case, but in a couple of minutes, he is going to grow a lot stronger. Obviously, with Black King Bar, if he picks up Mask of Madness right now, could really shred through a team with relative ease. Aegis Immortal not back just yet, and it seems like both team is just playing rather safe. And again, I think for the long run, this benefits the Dire team, but how much gold is Void going to pick up from now to the next team fight? That's the question here.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. As you can see, the goal graph after that giant team fight suddenly went back up to 10k for the side of Root Gaming. But at this point, I mean, 10k isn't really that big of a deal because, Chronosphere does equal a team wipe if the vacuum synergizes quite well with that. You can see Shadow Shaman, not too much HP, only 929, does have level 2 of Serpent Ward, so that is something. Meanwhile, Sven, has he made any item progression, has finished the complete data list and 3k gold in the bank, so I think you guys focus on Sven now.
Yeah, I mean, Sven right now is doing, a lot of damage, and you gotta keep in mind that Sven is not alone. He's gonna get overcharge attack speed bonus, damage reduction, keep in mind that as well. That's what overcharge does give, and tether stun coming from the Wisp. Wisp is still a prime target in a lot of these team fights, but can you ignore the Rasa as well as the line? I mean, they both are packing hexes and multiple disables, so generally, I feel like Root Gaming's hero is going to walk into mid-game, and each and every one of them are prime focus, and that really puts a lot of pressure on Eosin to hit that Chronosphere, or on Kikone to get that magical vacuum to get at least 3 or 4. If you do get them though, they are so squishy, and you are going to pick them off. But if not, then you're going to have a very lopsided team. So both teams has a lot of pressure in terms of positioning themselves properly and hitting their AoE ultimates properly as well. And one of these good old positioning games, I hope somebody doesn't get picked off in the beginning and makes this a 5v4, but if somebody do get picked off, I imagine it's going to be one of the Dire heroes, considering that there's a Wisp involved, there is a Blink Dagger line involved, and the Radiant team is just a lot better in terms of those pick-off engagements.
Do you know if overcharge goes through BKB? I'm actually not too sure.
I imagine it does, because it's a buff. It's not a buff that you cast directly on somebody, so I imagine it does.
Okay, just making sure.
So there's going to be 0 native interaction working here against the Radiant side. Taku still farming his way. He does have 2200 gold. I wonder what his actual item would be. Ghost Scepter would be a very, very good buy, although if you're stunned, you're dead, Ghost Scepter or not. I think Yule Scepter would be a very good buy as well, but he's going to go for the big one. Ultimate Orb into Hexstick, most likely. Lincoln Sphere. No, it's going to be Ultimate Orb into Hex.
Yep, meanwhile Sven picked up a double damage rune, but the Sunstrike did scout Sven's position at the Aegis Pit. Sven picks up a Reaver, so he's going for a straight heart. Or no, just gonna be the heart. Might disassemble? No, you can't disassemble Mask of Madness. It's gonna be heart.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I will like heart that much here. I think Assault Cure is perhaps a little bit more useful, but perhaps attack speed is not too much of a necessity given the fact that you have overcharge to back you up. Roshan still being checked upon. Tornado.
Yeah, if he's stuck in the Chronosphere, then there's not really too much you can do. I mean, the armor will help, but
yeah, the armor would definitely help. But yeah, I think the attack speed factor is what makes and breaks the deal. And having what extra 1000 HP is pretty good when you, especially when you're actually leveling up Warcry. Warcry does give you and your team entire plus 16 bonus armor. When you read out the number like that, makes you think why Sven don't max Warcry, because it is a fine spell.
yeah, I mean, you only need 1 point early on because, you know, the movement speed remains constant, and then as you approach the late game, you do max it. So, meanwhile, Taku just playing like a ninja, but unfortunately he's not been able to get any pickoffs because the Dire know that Taku is level 16, level 17 at this point. They will just be able to get one shot by him. And like you said, both teams playing very conservatively, so we'll see. The Roshan respawning might be the key point in this game.
Yeah, neither team have quote-unquote the Roshan advantage, given that they're, especially on the Dire side, they have all the other towers being knocked out here. And it looks like we're going to see Taku putting a little pressure on the tier 2 up on the top lane, perhaps even going to draw a teleport or squirrel or two. Taku, he could play this aggressive, even being a squishy line, simply because he has, again, he's in the zone. We saw what he could have done earlier with this Blink Dagger, so very confident in his positioning. He could blink out from harm's way. But you got to always be somewhat careful if you're playing against a Disruptor, because you could blink away, and if he has sights, you know, right on you, you're coming right back. And you're probably coming right back against 3 or 4 enemy heroes, and that's not where you want to be.
Nope, but the Dire, are you going to use a glyph for that tier 2 tower? So,
ooh, looks like we're going to see a snipe here. Look at the relocate coming right in Korea. It's going to get immediately scout out. How much damage they're going to do? Overcharge, look at these crits. 1500. We are going to see Aegis steal. That's going to be insane. Vacuum up on the high ground and just trolling the hell out of Korea. Can they get this kill? And now Eosh is going to come right in. Chronosphere on 2. He's going to get the Aegis. He's going to steal the Aegis. Now Korea in a whirl of pain. Going to get focused. BKB gets popped, but he's getting bashed. Can he actually life his sail way back? No, his ultimate has ran out. Eosh is going to use the Aegis Mortal as well. Static Storm gets dropped, and DDX is going to drop as well. The team fight severely being lost here. A big gamble coming from Root. Did they need to make that gamble? And how much, what is the implication of that gamble and this lost team fight against Root Gaming?
Man, that was crazy. As Void did lose Aegis because he did take the fall, but my god, I mean, so many times in these games I've seen Vacuum actually whiff because of that casting range nerf, because of the AoE nerf, but that was the clutchest Vacuum I've seen in a long time by Kikoni. Definitely making up for some of his earlier laning fail, and Void just has no fear, fought mono versus that Sven, and he won, and that's scary for Sven. As you know, Bash goes to BKB.
Yeah.
And now Korea probably just a bit concerned at this point, and when I say a bit concerned, probably extremely concerned.
Very concerned. They were expecting to get that Aegis Immortal and perhaps trying to end the game using the momentum that the Aegis give you. But not anymore, and that's going to give Illusion a little bit more time, up to 2600 gold. Obviously going to be a little bit safe, I imagine, and safe for buyback. I mean, we talked about the pick-off ability on the Radiant side. They have not used that at all. I mean, the line is using his Blink Dagger to farm, which... not sure how much that implies. He relocates using the backstab, but the constant awareness on the minimap, obviously, if you guys don't know, when you do relocate, it does send a big red circle to everybody on the map, you know, enemy included. We saw the immediate Sunstrike check, and again, Kikoni just reacting instantly, and so is the Void. But like what you pointed out, man, generally when you expect your carry player, you expect him to man up, you know, balls to the wall, and that's exactly what he did. A lot of pub support players, You know, they pussy out, but on the top lane here, Taku, they want the kill on Ice Frog, but teleport in, Chronosphere only grabbing 2, and looks like we're gonna have a glimpse right back. Whoever that got sent in didn't actually see. Taku most likely is gonna go down. As I say that though, can get a turnaround Hex. No, a big crit's gonna bring him down. Meanwhile, Blue looks like he is actually gonna survive, gonna get teleport back as well. It was a 1-for-1, and you can see that even with the Acceptor Blink Dagger combo, wasn't able to get the kill on Invoker.
One for nothing. One for nothing.
So seems like Root is perhaps getting a little bit antsy, maybe feeling like this game is not going to go to their way in the long run. Despite being one person dead, they're going to...
They got to take advantage of that 100-second cooldown Chronosphere.
That's exactly what they're going for.
Yeah, but they still got to worry about the wall of replica. Darkseer actually not yet level 16. He has picked up a blink dagger, so he can position the wall of replica. But here comes the Serpent Ward. It's only level 2. Tornado gonna fly, and EMP gonna drain a bit of Sven's mana. He's gonna go right in, but he doesn't have enough mana to cast God Strength. He doesn't have Magic Wand, so he has no mana. He's gonna pop BKB, but no God Strength. Invoker picks an immediate kill. That EMP was huge, as looks like DDX is gonna be sent right back in Root. They're falling apart as Monkeys reverse polarity. He's gonna get at least 1, but he's gonna fall as well. I don't know if that reverse polarity was necessarily necessary, as Korea is gonna take the fall.
Well, Korea's gonna try to fight his way out of here, and Korea cleaving down just about everybody, but that is a woe of it being a melee carry. They will just juke and kite you all day long. And Root, again, one more mistake, this gold graph, it is just escalating back and forth into both directions. Void did die here, was contemplating whether to buy back or not, did not actually need to do so. You know, getting the kill on Void is going to slow down and stop his goal, but after this, he, I mean, again, could still stay for that buyback goal, or more importantly, I think he's going to start picking up a Satanic, and that's going to be a big deal against Sven. If you don't kill him outright, between BKB and Satanic, he will, basically, is a walking Aegis Immortal, you know, all the time.
And now Icerod's like, yes, I can finally do something. At level 17, I have the Aghanim, so now I can cast all the spells I want. Jakiro has picked up a Sage, so gonna go for the Heaven's Halberd. If they manage to get that BKB charge worn down, or even they cast down the Magnus, then that's gonna be a long time if they're silenced. Well, 3 seconds on melee hero, so not really that long. But it looks like there might be a gathering for a smoke gank by the Dire. I don't really think they need to play that aggressive. They can just stick together like they have been. But maybe they want to get some map positioning. No, they're just going to chill out for now, I suppose. They don't want to be caught out of position by that Wisp.
I mean, Root Gaming's been making a couple of big blunders here and there. They've been jumping in, pushing, not having the magic wand. The EMP tornado that hit on Sven, that was absolutely the game breaker for Root Gaming in that last particular team fight. It seems like, I think Dire, I agree with you here that they don't need to be making these offensive smoke ganks, but perhaps they want to force a couple more mistakes. At this point, if you want to look at the goal chart, there is still a healthy 4,000 goal lead on the Radiant side. Blink Dagger back out here from Root Monkey. You gotta keep in mind though, look at the tower on the map. Those 4,000 goal is actually just in those towers. To be honest, the game right now is completely even. Should Eosin and his team win a team fight right now, they're actually gonna come far ahead. And Eosin sees a big pile creep on the top lane. He has spent all his gold. The courier is coming. It is gonna be a what did he spend his gold on? Oh, he finished his Daedalus. Not sure if that's what I would have went for. I think I would have went for a little bit more defensive item, but Eosin's he's no pussy. Balls to the wall. Big item purchase. It is a small window though.
Well, I mean, Magnus can't really just jump into the Chronosphere in reverse play, so if he just catches the Sven, Sven's going to be dead, and I think that might be what Yojin's banking on, because there's really nothing that goes through the side of BK besides reverse polarity, and Magnus is going to have to, I mean, only Yojin's poor positioning will make that reverse polarity actually hit Void through that Chronosphere, so I think Daedalus is a pretty solid choice, but I'd rather just sit for buyback, as he's going to be lacking it for a bit, but there's going to be an extremely offensive smoke gank. Looks like Root not going to be caught unawares, as they're all sticking together. Ghost Scepter being picked up by Taku. Pretty smart item, but unfortunately still far away from his Hex. Meanwhile, Monkeys going for a Hex instead of the Battle Fury. I like this decision, but will he actually finish it? That's the real question.
Yeah, I mean, the Hex is going to be good, as we are seeing these carries, both Void and Sven included. Their BKBs are dropping low to that 5-second mark. That's where Heaven's Halberd and Hexes get a lot more reliable, a lot more useful in the mid to late game stages. And again, Root Gaming as well as Eosin +4 has all these great AoE team fight, and it just comes out to pickoffs, and the previous team fights, it's the pickoffs are not favoring Root Gaming, and that's saying a lot. They have to pick off heroes, so I'm to be honest, I'm a little bit surprised. they worked themselves to such a good advantage. And whether they win or lose this game for Root Gaming, it's not going to be a very good win, even if they win it. You know, they made it a lot harder.
It's not something
for
you're to send to the highlights reel to die smiling or anything like that.
Yeah, this game, even if they win it, it's going to be a very hard-fought victory. Not the good one that they build themselves up to. And to be honest, I don't even know if this is their game right now, because Eosin is packing heat up to another 2,000 gold. Probably going to save this one for buyback, but keep in mind you can always cash in your Hand of Midas for 900 gold if you're desperate for that next big item. And to be honest, he's desperate for slots as well. But again, the Roshan is coming back in about 3 minutes. I think both teams are just waiting for that right now. And this is a time, if you're the support, or in fact, if you're the entire team, you want to just go for D wards. If you want to go for smoke ganks, this is the time to do it. If you win a big team fight right now, push down tier 2, you turn right back. Here, there's that Roshan and ready to be claimed.
Yeah, a number of Ghost Scepters being picked up by Root on all of their supports, but Invoker, like I said, is becoming a major factor. Darkseer still is a pretty big factor. Disruptor with that huge amount of magical damage. Ghost Scepter obviously is what I call it. Monkey's gonna use his Blink Dagger and he's gonna reveal himself, but he's just gonna skewer out Skewer.
And they see Ocean on the top high ground here. He's gonna TP out as well. So a very awkward exchange. Monkey throwing his life out there just to de-ward, and that's when you know that player is, you know, balls of steel.
Yeah, you won't see that in a Chinese game.
No, you would tell that poor support Crystal Maiden to de-ward, and she will inevitably die.
And Luminous will break out into tears. But Heaven's Halberd about to be finished on the Jakiro, so that's another thing that we're about.
Big smoke gank on the bot lane here, and look at Void really far away from home. Blink Hex is going to be the name of the game, and where is it coming in? Blink reverse, they really want him dead. Can they do enough? You bet you, because that was 2 crits with oh my god. He just melted. Did you see that? You blinked, you missed it. Korea just shred him. I think this is Rax time. Don't play around. No buyback on Void. No, just kidding. He does have it.
Yeah,
I guess they're waiting for a good vacuum and well.
Oh my god, he's screaming for 2K!
That's insane, man.
Oh my god, dude. That is...
This is... God's strength is down. I think they're actually just, you know, slow rolling Korea right here. Oh, here we go. Yeah, the Hex action. We're gonna have buyback right now. Vacuum. Where is the Chrono? Chrono not gonna get dropped. There's a Chrono. It just hits 1. Is that worth it? I guess you kill the Sven, but at best it's a 1-for-1 trade with the buyback involved. The Roshan is back. Who came out ahead of that?
It depends if Sven buys back, but right now the Radiant did come out ahead, but Sven used another BKB charge, and the Roshan is going to respawn in about 10 seconds, so we'll see what Korea decides to do. I think he needs to buy back at this point. He does have the money, and he really should buy back.
He really should, but nobody's actually there. They can't actually give this away. DDX completely low in terms of HP and health, and there's 5 people, and the buyback alone just scares them. So EOS and they don't have the map awareness, or excuse me, the map vision that we have, so they can't really see where exactly all the position is for the Radiant player. If they saw that, they would have straight went in for the Roshan, but it's just Magnus showing his head. He's constantly staying in the vision range, and the teleport right in here for Korea. We're gonna have to have that tether being broken up. Korea's gonna go for this again. Oh my god.
Oh, Chrono's on cooldown for another 30 seconds. This could be the prime opportunity that Korea's looking for, but relocate! Oh my god! And now that means Godstrain's on cooldown for another minute. This is just such a weird game, Lumi. And now Alacrity's going to be popped on Void. They're going to go for the Aegis. No, they actually just teleported back to the tier 2 tower. This could just be a huge bait. If Magnetar gets reverse play, the game could be well over, but Invoker going to scout out constantly. Void is going to go in. Tornado preemptively being used. Void is going to pick up the Aegis. Cheese just lying there. Who's going to pick up the Do for Moj? It is the Jakiro. And now Chronosphere is up. I don't know, man. Root looks in a shaky position in this game.
They are in a very, very shaky position. Maybe that was intentional TP out. Maybe they were expecting the Void to jump in and they were trying to juke it. Whatever the case might be, it's not working out right now. Net worth, neck and neck, really. Well, 3,000 gold lead on this Sven, but again, the tower goal is really what the difference is. And right now, faces Void with that Aegis Immortal. He actually could lead the push. Sven be damned. He is going to take a couple cleave. That's going to suck, but hey, you go in there and do a lot more return damage. He sells the Hand of Midas. He is about to go for the So Curious. I imagine this could be a Maelstrom. Would not be a bad, or a Mjolnir would not be too bad either. Generally, though, if you're going for Mjolnir, be getting the orb effect first. Still no lifesteal. That's very, very curious.
Yeah, no Vlads on either side, and Vlads would be a pretty strong item in this situation. Not only for Root because they have 2 melees, but also for the Void to steal a lot of life. But I guess Void will die in a couple hits anyway to Korea.
I think that's really the idea behind it. You're gonna die in 2 cleave anyway, so you know whether you lifesteal in between those hits or doesn't matter too much. But this game, I don't know what to make of it. It's actually getting a lot more intense.
If it's gonna come down to monkeys again, because these reverse players have not been on top of the game unless you count that tier 2 tower defense. But really, relying on such a low AoE ultimate is going to be pretty difficult. Meanwhile, Chronosphere, ridiculous AoE. But fortunately, Magnus is level 16, so 100-second cooldown. That means Chronosphere and Reverse Play both have the same cooldowns. But I think it's going to come down to Monkey's positioning, and will he get jumped on? Because, man, I think they're just over-relying. But he's about to face the Hex, so that's going to be pretty useful for the Radiant.
Yeah, let's quickly check out how everybody is doing in terms of items. We talked about the Ghost Scepter being massively picked up here on the Radiant side, as well as a couple of Blink Daggers. There's one being added to DDX as well. Again, we haven't seen it so far, but let's not forget, if for any situation, we see Void getting out of position, farming on the bot lane, you get Blink Hex on, you're dead. You know, like there's so much damage output on the Radiant side, so those 2 hexes on the supports are still very, very viable. Let's not forget about Taku's burst damage, as he could at the very least eliminate somebody, or at least put a big dent in their armor. On the Dire side though, the teamfight items are pretty much being massed as well. Very surprised, there is a mech, I was going to say there is no mech up, and you see Darkshare is working on Shiva. Shiva's guard is going to be, it's not going to do too much per se. I mean, minus 25 attack speed is nothing to a Sven, who has things like, you know, a Wisp backing him up. But really the big one for me is the Pipe of Insight, and I know that might be an awkward thing to say considering that we just saw those 2k crits, but it will really render a hero like Lion.
Oh, Backdoor on the mid lane, as looks like Ken Korea and Wisp escape. Darkseid is going to go on the offensive, but wow, they forced out a Glyph and Root. That's a sign of a bit of desperation, but how will E+4 answer this, as Relocate's going to be cooling down, but we'll be back up in about 50 seconds. But that's going to throw another monkey wrench into the E+4 squad, as now they have to be on the lookout for that backdoor attempt.
Yeah, I mean, well, this does give E+4 an avenue to push, considering that God Strength is down. But as I say that, Taku is going to initiate on Guangzhou, but here comes Eosin pops a BKB, does nothing with the BKB. Taku pops his Ghost. Taku is going to be the bait here, does drop a Finger of Death, again, a goodbye Finger of Death here. But there is a free tier 1 tower. BKB is down though. I wonder if they're going to fight this one. I imagine they could still do so, because the Aegis Immortal is back. But with that backdoor attempt coming out from Root Gaming, I don't think they're having signs of desperation. I think well, it is somewhat desperate if you're backdooring with the God Strength. But they're playing this game in a totally different way, and it's up to Eosin to readjust. Sven's ultimate is cooling down just a couple seconds as it is for Relocate. I think they're going to just relocate backdoor, just teleport here for Monkey. Monkey is really concocting a push, and we're going to see a push coming on the mid lane as well. Korea now working on the Rax, popping on the God Strength. He's going to get sent back, pops a BKB right now. Rax is going to go down, and wow, 1400 crit! Look at these crits coming out. Takumina is going to get picked up here. Takumina so close to death. That dragon, he's dead as well. Korea's now be running away, and look at the illusions.
Void TP scroll not in your inventory because he had the Hyperstone, but he's gonna go on to Fun. Fun is just gonna pop the Ghost up. He's gonna get the heck out of there, and meanwhile Korea's gonna be on the retreat. Can Korea escape? Wow, this game is so crazy. Void could for a nice amount, but Sven is just gonna laugh at him, saying, "My sword is bigger than your club." But man, Root with the backdoor got a successful mid barracks, and that tier 3 tower on the bottom lane, very low HP due to the efforts of monkeys. So, man, I wonder how E+4 are going to respond to this, because the Aegis is actually going to time out in about 2 minutes.
Yeah, the Aegis hasn't actually done a single thing because the Radiant team is refusing to fight them in a heads-on team fight. And ultimately, that I do believe is a very, very smart decision. A lot of times we're playing this game in a very single-dimensional psychology in a sense. You know, if you see a very powerful carrier on the enemy side, you think about how do we actually fight him? How do we kill him? Root Gaming says, fuck that, this is Defense of the Ancients. We just go kill your Ancients. And to be honest, I don't think the Rax down means too much. It's not like a Dire team can't defend against a big Rax of a big mid lane of creeps. But what that does mean is they can't actually leave their base. And that means Radiant team is going to have all the time in the world to do what they want, because as soon as they realize the Dire team is leaving the base, they could do that same thing on the top lane now, because 2 backdoor attempt or so, you're gonna be missing another lane of racks. And now here we go. Eosin is gonna come right in there saying, we are gonna go for your throne, perhaps your mid rack. And to be honest, if Sven could just TP up on the top lane right now and go for it, but perhaps they're gonna have to rely on that God strength to defend, so they're not gonna be using it at least for offensive capabilities. We'll see.
Yep, as looks like Void managed to pick up Boots of Travel, so you will have that. Still has 6 seconds on his BKB, meanwhile Sven only has 5. That 1 second could mean a little bit, but Chronosphere, of course, does go right through BKB, and there's going to be another teleport backdoor attempt. They're going to kill the bottom barracks, and I don't even think that the Dire should defend this. They should just go in and try to get the throne.
Yeah,
but it looks like Root has a similar idea. Korea is left by himself in the opponent's base, as they're going to have to send at least one person back. Korea going to work on these towers, but the backdoor regen too strong, and Korea's left in no man's land. This could be a crucial mistake. Korea, he's going to buy a teleport scroll from the other fountain, but he's not going to have God Strength. This is so crazy. Yosin still has the Aegis, but the Aegis is going to time out right about now. This is going to be insane to see how this next shapes up, as Yosin +4, they're going to back off. They know the Aegis is cooling down.
Both teams trace a mid racks, a mid to about racks right now. Aegis has timed out for Eosin, or about to time out for Eosin right now. Root Gaming going for some big shenanigans, up to 5k for the Sven. And what is their next move? I think the next move is going for a pickoff or a backdoor. I do believe the entire Root Gaming team should be doing that. You can see Sven swapping his treads for Boot to Travel. This is absolutely the correct choice. And the question will be, is it even worth it to ditch your OBKB and just completely buy a new one? Probably not against a Chronosphere and a Void, but you know, what else is he gonna do? Is he gonna go for Assault Cures? That does help you bring down buildings a little bit quicker, but right now the Dire team says we're gonna just send extra buildings. And you know what the worst way to lose for Root Gaming right now is? They TP the Sven in blind and then they just all die. Let's hope that Root Gaming would not make that, you know, elementary mistake, as some backdoor teams do make that mistake.
No, I think Root Gaming have wisened up, as they're just going to play it chill, and it's going to go on to the next Aegis, because Dire, they're not going to leave the base until Roshan's back up. And even if Roshan is back up, I don't even know if they will leave the base. They're just going to wait for Root to teleport in and then try to get a counter gang on Korea. I must imagine that is the situation. But Root have already fallen for that trap a couple of times, so hopefully they've learned and adapted, so they won't just blindly relocate into the Roshan pit, as looks like it's going to be a bit of a stale period at this point, and Yosin +4, they're going to smoke up, but Root, they're just going to back off.
Yeah, I mean, both teams really expect this, and to be honest, in Root Gaming's position, they can't afford to back off. They don't have the creep equilibrium pressuring in, only the mid lane that's going to be the case. I think Yosin's going to be going for the win here. Are they going to just go for a pickoff? If they find a pickoff, they're going to go straight for the throne. If not, I mean, they're going to back off. Again, like we previously point out, they don't have all the time in the world, the Dire team. They have to eventually start defending on the bot lane, because if you ignore that, again, a backdoor attempt is going to come. And there you go, we're going to see Faceless Void TP back. And as soon as they see the Faceless Void, the entire team is going to start walking out of the base here for the Radiant team. Taku leading in charge. And again, this is going to be one of those games that... this one's gonna grind out a little bit longer. The game could end within seconds, but it really, both teams is just gonna be playing at ultra safe.
Yeah, as Yosin has the Hyperstone, we'll see if he faces the AC. Do you think it's at the point that a team should go for a Rapier?
No, I don't think so. I think both teams could do so much more damage. At this point, I don't think either team is lacking damage. I mean, Void's busting out a lot, and of course the Sven is doing even more beyond that. So again, both teams not really trying to kill each other and kill each other faster. I think both teams is trying to... Eosin's going
so
for
maybe it's time to get a Desolator? Nah.
I don't know. It's hard to say what they should get. I mean, there's been, like, these type of game has been somewhat unprecedented, because who plays like these? I don't know. I don't know what to expect coming from a game like this. I mean, again... Backtrack 30 minutes ago. Remember, the two teams are just getting team wipe one by one, you know, against each other. That could still happen. You know, one team could easily still get wiped. But again, I think the Root team is just actively ignoring these engagements. They're like, we won't fight you on your terms. We'll just go for your buildings, and that forces the Dire team to stay back. And I do believe this is going to give Root Gaming, you know, all the time in the world to do whatever the hell they want.
Looks like Root, they just might split push top, and then as soon as somebody reinforces the top lane, they're just going to probably teleport to a different lane, maybe get tier 3 or tier 4 tower. Void is on the bottom lane, does have Boots of Travel cooldown, so he will be able to get right back there. Meanwhile, Monkeys, could this just be a giant play for time, as Monkeys is staying very far back. Maybe wants to get that 4-second reverse polarity. No, I guess he's just going to chill for now, but just such an intense game, and Roshan's about to respawn in about 30 seconds.
And let me
so
tell
this
you,
is the time.
that Roshan is not going to survive for long. That Roshan's going to drop down very quickly. It's going to drop yet another cheese. The cheese, I imagine you still want to give the Faceless Void the Aegis. I mean, cheese is nice and all, but you probably could die before you even have the chance to use it. And the question is it going to be any backdoor attempt coming out right now?
This made a bit of a mistake. He was not staying next to Sven. So I think the Dire team knew that, but Void not killing this Aegis nearly as fast as he should, as Roshan finally going to take the fall, drops the cheese, going to let Jakiro pick it up. As there's going to be another teleport in. Glyph
is going to get used right now. That's going to force everybody to go back. The recall here against Wisp. Wisp should be focused. Where's the Chrono? No Chrono just yet. They back out 1 second. No. No. That was a break. They could not get it, but Yosin again and his team. It's okay. They got the Aegis. They got double cheese. With the Aegis on Faceless Void, that means a very, very safe purchase of the Assault Carriers. If that's what he wants. He really, really wants lifesteal, but doesn't have slots for it. He needs lifesteal now. It's like the best orb in late game.
Yeah, definitely. But should E+4 even leave their base because they used the Glyph? Glyph, I think.
Yeah, they can't leave their base for the next 5 minutes, and that's an awkward timing because Aegis only lasts for 6. What should Ilsen do, Mr. Reballing?
I think they just gotta go all in, try to finish the game. Maybe pick up a rapier and then try to out the buildings as fast as possible. But I think they should just go all in because you can't really wait around forever. I mean, you have 2 cheeses, but okay, you have 2 cheeses. Nice job. But they're gonna either have to wait 5 minutes and wait for the Glyph, or they're gonna have to go all in. And looks like they're content waiting around for now. They go for the AC. Void still has another 4.5k gold in the bank. And I guess they realize that Root doesn't really want to take a fight with them, so they're just going to chill out for now.
Yeah, they're going to just play it passive. You talked about the importance of Vlads. We do see one on Darkseer now, giving up on the Shiva's Guard to get it. Ice Fraud does not have anything, and I do believe you have a big disdainful hatred against pretty much utility-based Void, or Invoker, excuse me, and that's exactly what we see here. Although, for utility-based Invokers, he's dropping Alacrity on your best hero, so still doing a lot of work here and there. Takumina doesn't have too much to show for. He does have 2 cheeses, though. Keep in mind that cheese does have a cooldown when you use it like a Smoke of Deceit or Dust, so you can double pop it back and forth. Jakiro, 1 cheese per head, man. Gotta keep both those dragons tamed.
Yeah, as I'm just keeping my eye on, focused on the Wisp to see if he's going to tether in, because I think the Root know that the Dire smoke gank because they're not defending the bottom lane, as looks like the Dire just going to stay very, very passive at this point. They're going to teleport back and defend, and that means the game will continue.
This game.
Another 160-minute game.
This game is going to go on quite a bit. I mean, I didn't expect to have this type of game to be game passive, but I'm very glad that I'm casting this type of game. There is, okay, I talked about the necessary of lifesteal. Perhaps he's going to skip it altogether, considering that Vlad's is available on his team, although that predicates on your Darkseer being here. Root Gaming still poking and prodding, finding an opening. Both players, both carries are completely maxed out, I want to say. Sven has not changed for a new BKB. Is it time to ditch the Mask of Madness? It does give you so much attack speed, but to be honest, it's not exactly the best late game item of all time.
Nah, I think he should keep it around just because
just
it can out the buildings.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. It's going to be chopping some creeps down on the top lane. Look at these, 2 cleave, no crits included, entire creep wave down. It's just a beautiful sight to watch. And it's fun. Hopefully he's not making any type of same mistake he made before. You just butt hug Korea now. Like, his butt is your shrine, literally.
Looks like the bottom lane's going to put out. They want the last tier 2 tower by Root. They're going to go for the top tower as well. Glyph's still on cooldown for quite a bit. Roshan will be back in about 7 minutes. So Aegis will be back in about 3 minutes for the Roshan. And meanwhile, DDX just continuously pushing out the mid lane with the towers, as there's going to be teleports back by the Darkseer. At least everybody's going to teleport back. This might be a trap.
Taku already in position to really go for a single target pick up. Blink Dagger here for Kokoni, and these guys are on the run, but it looks like Kokoni, he wants to chase in. If you pick up Fun right now, that could be a big price, but he has a long casting range of Tether. Do not underestimate. There you go. The Tether just pulls them forward, and it looks like we're going to see Monkey pushing in slowly. As this game develops longer and longer, will we actually expect a Monkey to start playing a DPS role? The item that he's buying right now isn't any kind of DPS, but you know, he could easily, very easily, just pick off a big tier 4 damage item and suddenly start to do something. Or we're not in that type of game anymore where damage actually matters. It's all about positioning. So perhaps maybe he should use his farm for things like Yule Scepters and just full out disable. It's really hard to say.
I think they're just all going to save for buyback, as Fun is clearly saving for buyback. He has just the Ghost Scepter. So even if they killed Fun on that top lane, he would have just probably bought back and been there for the next engagement and then probably just do the teleport Rax thing. But Glyph is going to be up very, very soon, and that could be the time for the E+4 squad to move in. They won't have the Aegis, but Void does have plenty of money to buy back. I don't think Aegis is even a factor for Void at this point. He just wants to have that buyback money, as it's going to be a pause, tactical pause, as both teams going to go huddle into their war rooms and discuss the next strategy. Going to say, all right, draw a line of tanks here as a bathroom.
Bathroom break. It's a long game, fourth quarter stretch. It really is a fourth quarter stretch. I want to revisit your question of whether you go for a whether you go for Divine. We do ditch the Master Madness on.
I think Void should, because
well, look at Sven right now.
Donuts.
Look at Sven right now. He's got that Sacred Relic. Is this an Abyssal Blade, or is this a Divine? Because both of those items are a fine choice here. Considering that you have God Strength, I'm leaning towards Abyssal Blade.
Yeah, I think Abyssal Blade, especially against Void, to keep him down, would be a solid choice.
So now Root Gaming says, after we backdoor 2 of your Raxes, we're not going to play that game anymore. We're going to fight you heads on. Is that the correct choice now?
I mean,
this game is just odd.
Because I've seen this before. I mean, usually when a Void gets to the 60-minute mark, I'm just like, alright, team with Void.
Game over.
Or team with PL wins. But Sven is just... This is why he's top pick, apparently. First pick material. But...
Uh-oh. Sven's pinking into Rax. He wants it.
No, you can't.
For those of you guys that are not familiar, you know, you're saying, you know, if you have Divine and then you double damage with God Strength, isn't that insane? God Strength only give you 200% damage based on your base damage or your base stats. So all these extra, you know, plus 60 damage, that doesn't benefit off of God Strength. So he is just gonna get 189 plus what, times 2? That's it, 200%. So it's not gonna have any kind of favorable interaction. That's why Heart becomes a very good damage item, at least for Sven, because it gives you strength, and strength translates to your base damage, and thus you get more, you get double, triple when you get God Strength down. So a little bit of quick mech check here for you guys for Sven. That makes me think that he is not going to go Divine and thus into Abyssal. He is losing a lot of attack speed though by getting rid of the Mask of Madness and Lifesteal. Do they have a Vlad on their team? Quick check.
They don't.
They don't.
It might be time.
I'm going to say that's a mistake.
Well, they are really all spread out, but I mean, even on Monkeys, I mean, he could probably pick it up right about now. I think it only costs like 2050, so he could buy that instead of saving for buyback. But yeah, it's really, really odd to see that they don't have any Vlads, because now Sven, he might. I mean, if he gets one crit, he will just heal up to full HP. So
yeah,
Vlads is definitely a viable option. It should be an option for third squad. I think Wisp should just not save for buyback, sell the bottle, sell the urn even. He might have enough buyback if he just sells a bottle and urn and then buys a Vlad's. Yeah. Because he is only level 14.
I mean, well, the thing is, he is so important for the team right now. Perhaps he wants to make sure he gets a buyback. And the reason that he is important is because of the lack of Mask of Madness. He is the attack speed for Sven. He is the Mask of Madness for Sven. So he's got to be alive to provide that attack speed. So maybe, I don't know, maybe you ask somebody else to do it. Obviously, here's a question I'm going to ask you as we are having a very long break. How much does that last Rax even matter? Does Mega Creep even matter at this point? Because at any point that Illusion wants to do, they could just, again, go in. I think I asked this question to you earlier when they lose the mid-Rax. Like, does that mid-Rax matter? It seems like it hasn't mattered at all because they have...
No, that's why I'm a bit curious. I'm a bit confused to see why Root aren't just going to kill the tier 4 towers and then go for the throne rather than just... Because, yeah, I mean, these guys, Void is just clearing these waves in a matter of instants. And Darkseer, Invoker at this high level, Yukiro macro power every 60 seconds, really clears these creeps super fast. And Disruptor always staying very far back. If he sees the Wisp teleport in, he's just gonna glimpse Wisp right back.
Disruptor staying very far back at this particular junction. He is
Yeah,
in their
1800
base
range.
right now. Although I think you will want to have any one of your other 4 other heroes in the base, considering that they have Breach of Travel. They see Guanzo. They don't see anybody else. They don't know if this is a big bait, and it looks like we're going to have a little bit of big engagement happening here. Yozen, slowly he is going to get Alacrity up. Oh, Blink Hex coming from Taku. Taku wants to take this fight, and looks like the, backtrack here against Yozen. Yozen is going to get focused, and look, these crits, they're coming right in. He's going to get cleaved down. He's got the Aegis, so no big deal. And look at that Darkseer. Drive-by, gets shot down. Yozen cannot pop his BKB. The Chain Stun is raining right down. Yozen better got his buyback. He gets impaled. He's done again, and now they want this Takumina. Takumina's dead, and the question is, do they have relocate? They do. They could go right in right now to start the party, but they don't. It looks like Monkey is doing a casual skewer across the main line, but here we go on top lane. Everybody's teleporting right in with the Breach of Travel. There is Ice Fraud just chilling right there, and that's a big win here for Root. Again, not much damage, not much structure damage done, but should Root Gaming wants to take the next fight and they win that, they win the game.
Yeah, Void backtrack the Finger of Death. That was hilarious.
That's a little bit sad. As a Lion player that always gets his finger backtracked, it broke my heart a little bit. But the 4-second chain stuns are still good against Void. It was good.
And is Root really just not going to do anything with this? They're just going to chill? Wow.
They forced out buybacks. They took Aegis. Yeah.
I guess now they have the confidence to know that they can win a team fight. I guess that might be all that matters, but
that wasn't much of a team fight, though. That was just...
positioning by E+4 was really bad, as they were all spread out.
Yeah, I mean, it was Taku. I was like, man, Taku, do you want to do this? But evidently, his team was backing him up completely. I don't think he even saw a good reverse. Really, my
just the Darkseer, I think.
Yeah, my eyes was really on the Void, and Void got completely focused down. I guess the other teammate of Root Gaming, made the E+4 guys really busy, and considering that they were busy and they couldn't help out. Looks like we're going to pass the cheese along here. Darkseer is going to get 1 cheese. Jakiro is going to get the other cheese. How much does Roshan matter here in this game?
Manta.
What?
Void's going for Manta, it looks like. Not too sure about this. I mean, we'll get the crits, but I think something like a Butterfly could be really useful here, because it does stack with Backtrack.
Okay, don't laugh when I say this.
Force Staff.
No, not Force Staff. I think he should go Lincolns against double Blink Hexes against a Storm Hammer, because what Manta does for you here really is providing you the MS and give you the extra armor. That's it. Because you're never going to actually pop the Manta or the BKB. In the last team fight, throughout Aegis, they changed on him perfectly that he even couldn't pop his BKB. I don't think Manta does anything here. In a pushing situation, yeah, it does. But Yozen hasn't been pushing at all. I think it actually is Lincoln's. But
yeah, but what's to stop Root just casting double X's? So as soon as the
well, it's harder, right? I mean, you could have a better scenario of popping a BKB. I mean, my question is Manta gonna do anything here?
No, Manta won't really do anything, especially such a late game Manta. Like, I'm not really too sure about this choice. I think Lincolns or Butterfly would be the best option in this situation.
All right, yeah, Butterfly
but
obviously.
I mean, evasion won't work. Your backtrack will still work, but evasion won't.
Backtrack, yeah, a little bit of big mechanics here, as if you're hexed, the Butterfly evasion, the true quote-unquote evasion, will not actually work, as people suggest, but the backtrack ability of backtrack is not evasion. It's called... I don't want to start a huge mech, pseudo evasion, and yeah, but just take my word for it that Hex does not shut down backtrack. In any case, this is more time here for the Team Dire to farm their buybacks back, right?
Yeah, I guess so, but Yosin just finished the full-out Manta, and he's gonna need a lot of money before he gets buyback. Just checking, he's gonna need at least 2K, and not counting the gold he's gonna lose when he does lose that money. So he just needs a lot of farm, and Aegis is gonna respawn very soon. Looks like the Dire are getting position, but Root all staying very close together, no smoke to see on them. They're just chilling out as Root, known for their aggressive plays early in this game, just playing so defensively now, and I think that is the right choice by Root.
Rightfully so. Yeah, rightfully so. Again, Fun should be sticking close to their Sven, as I say that Sven is just doing his thing on the mid lane here. Does have the Abyssal
I think Fun
Blade.
should just sell Urn and get Vlad's.
Who?
Fun should just
Fun,
sell Urn
yeah.
and get Vlad's.
No, Fun should just stay alive. That's what I think he should be doing. Fun drops a ward very big, very close to the Roshan. It's Ice Frost soloing this Roshan, and Fun really in an awkward position. He's gonna get recall back. There we go, the recall, but he's gonna tear the Ray out. No, he will not, because he is picked up. Looks like we have a Butcher Travel on the top lane. They're gonna just go for the back door. Let's see if the entire team recognize that. Everybody's top. They do recognize that they have to give up on the Roshan. Illusion, just back the hell up. Don't do anything crazy. He gets hexed up here. Monkey's just buying all sorts of time, even dropping a reverse. They are getting so hardcore baited. Look at the top lane here. Korea, what is he doing? He's trying to run out of that void, and no, Illusion gets compound right here, and looks like the stun coming in, but he's getting backtrack. That backtrack keeping alive. He's getting so many clean kills. Korea now gets Chronosphere up. Taku doing so much disable. He walks into Chrono. No, where's the bash? It's gonna time walk out. Korea taking a lot of damage. Korea's gonna go down. He does have buyback in Butcher Travel, so he can BOT back in. No, he cannot BOT. He's on cooldown right now. Taku is gonna eat a Sunstrike that will prevent the Blink Dagger uses. He's gonna blink it away. Oh my goodness, what just happened? Nothing. Nothing happened.
Literally nothing happened, but if Yosin died, that would have been GG. That would have been the end. But those backtracks, my god. And backtrack, oh my god. Backtrack is so annoying. I'm sure everybody was just mad, but like Darkseer just died in an instant to that Finger of Death and to the Stormbolt Hammer, and the one single hit by Sven was the end. And looks like Radiant trying to get in position. They want to get that Roshan. They want to have that Aegis up on probably even anybody at this point. I guess Monkeys is probably the best option.
I mean, everybody is a very, very valid hero on the Roots Gaming side, because they all each fulfill a very unique role. They Yosin's gonna get hexed down. Where's the blink coming from Monkey? Monkey, there is gonna be a blink. The Chainson's gotta be perfect. They got so much, but there comes a reinforcement. They can even force staff himself. Oh no, Yosin is gonna get skewered backwards here. Where is the damage output? Here we go. Sven is in the party. Where is Abyssal? No Abyssal just yet. Sven not right clicking, and no, they see Illusion trying to break him down. He's dead. He's got to have the buyback. Darkseer gets found as well. He does not have the buyback. No, he used the. What did he? Where's his gold?
He never had enough gold after finishing the match style. He never had enough gold to get that buyback money.
Wow. Korea and his team right now has finally broken the stalemate. They do not have the God Strength, but GG well played gets called out. Is it GG just yet? The Dire team is no, GG is called. They realize they don't have enough hero to defend. The sick game gets called out, and a sick game indeed it was. My god. We don't see this type of Dota any day.
Oh man, some celebratory skewers. My hands are shaking, says the Darkseer. And E+4, they're gonna use this experience, and hopefully they can make a name for themselves. But Root, they must be super happy after winning that game. Again, not anything to write home about because they had such a huge advantage, but definitely they show they have the late game composure, and in situations where they might find themselves in later on in their gaming careers, that experience could make the difference as they take an intensely exciting game. Only, 71 kills in 65 minutes, but still magnificent action at the very least.
Magnificent action indeed. It was very, I mean, there was a lot of mistakes throughout the game. Let's not forget about that, but it really was a great game. 65-minute victory, 39-32 is your final score. This is Gosucup America. Fuck. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have Root moving to the finals, and I don't know who they'll be facing, but if we're gonna get a couple more games like these, you want to stick glued to your seat. This has been a presentation of Luminous and B-Balling from DotaCommentaries.com. Check us out there on that website, but for now, we are waiting for the grand final. Thanks for watching, and until next time, B-Balling and Luminous, we are peacing out. GG.